use the symptom checker to help change the conversation with your doctor. Brought to you by AbbVie.
Okay, that's... What else you got? You done running?
Yeah.
Give me that.
It's time for Farm and Ranch headlines on the Southeast AgNet. I'm Tyron Spearman reporting. But the National Peanut Board is celebrating. This is their 20th year of a record-breaking increase in peanut per capita consumption. For the first time, per capita consumption of peanuts is up to 7.6 pounds per person. That's calculated on USDA and U.S. Census data. The success, they say, is achieved through collaboration and efforts across the entire industry. The National Peanut Board has been steadfast in their mission for 2 decades. According to Peter Frost, he is the chairman from Texas. He said these latest consumption numbers underscore the success of our efforts in marketing and finding solutions for peanut allergy and drive us to continue working hard to deliver results for America's peanut farmers and their families. Also on the news, the USDA's Farm Service Agency reminds farmers that you have a one-time opportunity to update your price loss coverage or your PLC program yields. That's the covered commodities in the Farm Bill. The deadline is September the 30th.
And the weather's right after
update your yields, which are used to calculate the PLC or price loss coverage payment, which will come to you in October for 2020 through 2023. Also, producers who elected Agriculture Risk or ARC program should also consider updating your yield. But that is from Farm Service Agency. Go by the office and update your yield. No change on numbers this week. Steel contracts at $400 per ton. Farmers are beginning to dig their peanuts, and most of them are under contract. There may be some out there. The current price of shell peanuts has dropped a little to 75 cents a pound on current crop. New crop is 50 to 55 cents a pound. I'm Tyron Spearman for Southeast AgNet.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Cloudy and humid today with a thunderstorm or two, high 89 to 91. Cloudy and humid tomorrow with a shower in spots in the morning, followed by a thunderstorm in the afternoon, high 89 to 91. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, sunshine with thunderstorms possible. Humid, high Sunday 87 to 90, high Monday 89 to 93, high Tuesday 90 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Brian Minnie.
Roadrunners details your vehicle. He comes to you. 704-728-7537. 704-728-7537. A job done right. 704-728-7537. There's a staycation right here in town. It's Super 8 Motel Ocala, right down the road on 40 just west of I-75. And they're pet friendly. Have truck parking. Free breakfast.
Yum, yum.
A swimming pool. A kiddie pool. And veterans get 10% off. It's a staycation at Super 8 Ocala. Call today, Super 8 Ocala at 352-629-8794. Again, 352-629-8794.
Welcome back to AM Ocala Live. I am Tom Schmitz, filling in for Adam today. He's out on vacation. Let me see. I got Joe in the studio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it 7 or 8, Joe?
We'll go with 7 first.
We'll go with 7 first. Let's see if that's it.
No.
See if that's it. Is that it? Nope. Let's go with this one here. Well, if we did that.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is. So you found me.
There it is. There you go, Joe.
What number was it now?
I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7.
7.
Just like you said, 7.
Wait, that's all right.
So,
good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Joe. It's been a while since you and I've been on the radio
You're
together.
getting your feet wet again, aren't you?
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Well, yeah.
By the way,
Yes, sir.
that's how I did 8 years of radio here with no idea what I was doing.
We're not even going to go back to that. Go forward, never back.
9/11, Joe, 2020.
Yes, remember
19 short years from the horrific events of the morning of 9/11, 2001.
Yeah.
Where were you, Joe?
I was working in a
Radio station somewhere.
No, not a radio station at the time. No, I was in a facility. Let's say I was working on my computer, and my daughter called me, and she said, "If you can get a news feed, go on a news feed." And I went on a news feed, and I watched the planes hit the buildings, and it was like, "Oh, this is a drama." I thought it was TV drama. I say that's a new TV series. No, Dad, that's live. I mean, that's actually happening. And I can feel like the blood run out of your face, and then of course everybody knows from that point on it was like, what the F was going on? WTF? And it was, and of course the bravery of the men and women they just
ran towards it.
Yeah, the heck with it. There's like they're showing one shot of this, I don't know what hook and ladder it was going over the bridge towards it. And the last picture you ever see of it, because it got destroyed, the men and the...
And, I grew up in the Deep South, been to New York City on vacation.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But never actually, got relatives that are from the city that live outside of the city now, fraternity brothers that are from New York and everything.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not from that area. It affected me. But it had to have a more profound effect on a guy like you from Connecticut, who's the backyard of New York.
Oh, yeah.
It had to have an effect on you much more profound than it had on me living in the Deep South all my life.
How many people lost their lives?
Almost 4,000.
Almost
like 3,900,
right.
something like that.
That could have been a higher number. And they're saying, everybody says, what do you mean? I said, because the two buildings were side by side. They both got hit. But they collapsed down.
They imploded.
They went down rather than swinging out.
Right.
If they had swung out, the numbers would have been doubled at least.
Imagine if it had happened at 2 in the afternoon instead of 8 in the morning. Because, the New York Stock Exchange doesn't open until 9:30.
Yeah.
8:46 is when the first plane hit.
Yeah.
The New York Stock Exchange was still 45 minutes from opening. And if you know stockbrokers, they're notorious for walking on the exchange floor right as the bell rings because they've been out partying the night before with all the things.
And they're good fortune.
People are trying to come into town. They were still trying to get into Manhattan at that time in the morning and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine if it had been 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, I was affected by business-wise through the business I was working with, and I used to call around the world for businesses, what I was doing, and I called this certain business, and they came on and they said, here's the new number to call from now on. I said, what do you mean? Well, our business was in the towers. Now we're doing a satellite in New Jersey, and I said, oh wow, and that's all I could say was, oh wow. I couldn't say I was sorry. Who died? I just said, oh wow. And from that point, they says, we understand. How can we help you?
And you think about Tower 1 and Tower 2, the main two towers, the 110-story towers that fell. Mm-hmm. But the World Trade Center complex was more than just those two buildings. There's 12 or 13 buildings total, and there's the destruction of all that area, not just those two towers, but there a hotel that was destroyed in that area and everything. And the fact that as things were crumbling and as things were being destroyed and as people knew lives were being lost, as you've seen people jump from 90 floors up and everything, as all that's happening, the men and women of the New York Fire Department and the men and women of the New York Police Department ran towards that chaos.
Exactly.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a brave guy, played football a long time. I don't scare easy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to get across the bridge and get out of Manhattan. And I don't care if I was working at the World Trade Center or if I was 25 blocks from the World Trade Center. I'm trying to get out of Manhattan.
All right, you know what I'm ticked about? This is my peeve 2020. Today, the lights are not going on. Today, they're blaming it on the pandemic. Baloney.
Yeah, and they're not going to ground zero and reading the names and everything. Oh, well, we can't social distancing.
Baloney.
Social distancing.
Baloney. You go to Walmart.
I can go to Lowe's.
Yeah, so you can do that. It's a political ploy. It's baloney. I'm cleaning that up because I'm on radio. You know what I'm really saying?
I could put a mask on and go into a metropolitan area, kick some windows open, and take some TVs. That's fine.
Right.
But don't sound a bell and tell you about the great men and women.
And don't light the lights.
Yeah, don't like the...
Oh, because it's going to take 12 people to do that. And what gets me is, how do they get away with it? That's what irks the heck out of me. Who says, okay, well, I got to do it because you said so. Baloney. Baloney. And I'm not saying baloney. You know what I'm saying. It starts with the B. All right? And it's what horses leave and cows leave in the pastures.
We're talking about what a good bull cow will leave you.
That's right, and that's what it is, a bunch of bull. It's people cowing down.
Horse hockey.
Yeah, horse hockey. Let's go throw some cow chips.
Right. Exactly. It's just, but it's because in the time we live in, people don't see the importance of what. I agree with you 100%.
Baloney.
But I'm the guy that thinks we should show the towers being struck every morning when we wake up. The first thing you do when you turn your TV on should be see the towers getting struck.
Then you get complaints. It should be.
I just want you to be angry all the time. That's what I want.
Yeah, but you'll be complacent again about it because okay, it's on again. Click. It'll just flow. But if you put it in their face when they need it, and the lights, they need it. The readings, they need it. Why not once a year? And then they're saying, and they're blaming it on the pandemic. No, I don't buy that one little iota. Not one little iota. I think it's all political.
I think that Galen, you and I were talking about this.
Yeah.
That's the last time I remember.
What?
That every American, no matter what your creed, ethnicity, whatever, you were an American.
That's it.
That's the last time we were all behind one thing, all in agreement that we had been attacked. It was a travesty and something needed to be done.
That's it. We're all Americans.
That was the last time that happened. And we've become divisive with each other from that point forward to the point now where, like you said, nobody seems to care in a grand scale that they're not lighting the lights and reading the names.
That's it.
And
to me, that's spitting on them.
Yeah, to me, it's you're
once a year.
Your 3,900 plus lives that died in the World Trade Center doesn't matter. All the lives lost on the fateful Flight 93 that crashed in the Pennsylvania field doesn't matter. All the men and women who went over to go after Osama bin Laden and the people who caused that lost their lives, lost their limbs and everything, they don't matter. That's what it looks like to me.
And don't forget the Pentagon.
Yeah, the Pentagon got slammed into.
Yeah, so it was an orchestrated strike, and let's forget about it because it's the pandemic. No, it's a political statement, and that's what I believe in because we are into this baloney right now, and let's just become Americans again. I've had discussions lately with people, and they start going on the red side or the blue side, blah blah. I said, stop. I'm an American, you're an American. Let's talk like Americans. Let's not talk sides. Let's do things that are good for America, not what this guy said and what this guy said or what this woman said. Let's do it together.
Well, last time I looked, the greatest symbol of freedom, in my opinion, and my opinion's the only one I got.
Yeah.
But the greatest symbol of freedom, in my opinion, is Old Glory.
There you go.
And it's got red and blue in it.
There you go. Let me see. Yeah, and red, white,
and blue.
Red, white, and blue.
Yeah, and that to me, that goes back to if you desecrate that, I understand that your First Amendment right gives you the ability to desecrate the flag, and you served in the military proudly to uphold the rights that are granted to every American in the Constitution.
That flag has been in every battle, every war, every standoff the United States has been.
Everyone.
Everyone, not a beat loss.
Not a red flag, not a blue flag, not a white flag, but the American flag.
Right. There's stories where a man's got shot, I don't know how many times, stabbed how many times. He was on the field. I think this is during the Civil War. I'm not sure. And he would not let the flag touch the ground.
Right.
And he was a man of color.
Yeah.
Which means nothing anymore because he was an American.
100%.
That's it.
One of the most iconic monuments or pictures ever in American history was the raising of the flag at Iwo Jima.
Oh, yeah, sure.
By the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just and the flag's part of it. I wish we could stop worrying about blue and red, liberal and conservative, and worry about what's best for Americans.
That's it.
Not African Americans, not Caucasian Americans, not Latin Americans, not Asian Americans, German, Italian, whatever. Why can't we just be Americans?
Americans. That's what we are.
We were all born within the confines of the 50 states.
Yeah.
We're all U.S. citizens. Why can't we just be that?
That's it.
People will say, well, Tom, that's naive. Call me naive if you want to.
No, it's not naive.
I thought we were all born here. You know, I don't know any of my friends that refer to themselves as black Englishmen or Latin Englishmen or Italian Englishmen. I don't know anybody that does that.
No.
They're just English.
Yeah.
I don't know any of my friends that are from Spain that, well, I'm black Spanish, I'm a Latin Spanish, which makes no sense at all. No, they're just Spanish. But in America, we have to label that we're Asian American, or we're black, or we're African American, or we're Italian American, or German American.
That's fine. But the last word you're putting in there, American.
Right.
So, okay, if you want your what's the word? Ancestry. And you're proud of your ancestry. I'm Italian. Let's go with me. That way.
No, you?
Yeah.
Looks like you walked right out of Central Casting.
I'm only 100%. So I'm let's see, a second generation. My dad was the first. I'm the second generation. But I'm an Italian. I'm proud of my ancestry. But I'm an Italian American. I'm an American. I was born and raised here in America. But my history is in Italy, and that's history.
Your family tree comes from Italy.
Right.
But the part of the branch that is Joe Martone is American.
Exactly. Exactly, Tom.
Your tree stretches across the continents, but your part's in America.
This is it. This is it. So don't spit on Old Glory in front of me. That irks the heck out. It offends me.
And that's exactly what I feel is happening by them not lighting the lights or saying the names. Is they're spitting on the ideals of America.
It offends me. Exactly, it offends you. It should.
You've gotten nicer since I was here last.
Yeah.
Because before you'd be trying to rip microphones out of the table and stuff like that.
I've mellowed.
You've mellowed.
I've mellowed, yeah.
Somebody said that about me, that I've mellowed. I go, I don't know, maybe jaundice. That's a yellow color, you see.
That's just a shirt. Or is that green? I don't know.
I don't know.
Lime green? Yeah, lime green.
It's just shipped. That's all I know.
It's what?
It's just shipped.
Shipped, oh.
Yeah, oh, yeah. FCC, SHIPPED.
Shipped, okay.
Yeah.
Well...
Yeah, we're gonna.
Well, you get a lot of packages, so you're full of shipped.
Well,
okay.
I am full of shipped.
That's
exactly,
right.
fully shipped.
Fully shipped.
So
and awarded.
So Joe, do you think? And I know the answer to this is rhetorical, but I'm going to get you to say it anyway. Do you think that we should, the blue and the red, should get together in a bipartisan effort and go ahead and make this day a national day of remembrance that is thought of just as Memorial Day is, or Flag Day is, or 4th of July? Not a celebration, but a remembrance.
A remembrance.
Just like Veterans Day is a remembrance.
Well,
Memorial Day is a remembrance. Veterans Day.
July 4th is a remembrance.
Right.
So it would turn into a celebration later. Why, I don't know, but it should stay a remembrance. I agree with you there because of what happened. It is not where we... like 4th of July is because we liberated ourselves from the tyranny of England and all this. But this should be a remembrance. I agree with you 100%. It should be a remembrance, just like Veterans Day is a remembrance. You know, that's the thing.
And what got me this morning is I woke up this morning at an astronomically early time for me, by the way.
Oh, 5 o'clock?
Okay, calm down. Now, don't get crazy. I was up at 6. But anyway. But I turned the news on because I thought, well, you haven't watched the news in weeks because it's garbage. But turn it on because now you need to see what they're talking about so you can have a semblance of intelligence when you come on the radio. I'm
a little bit.
Not fooling anybody.
Don't go crazy on me now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And first channel was Fox News.
Okay.
Fox News said, coming up in 20 minutes, we'll have a special remembrance of 9/11. Okay.
Right.
Switched it over to local news, not a mention. Switched it over to CNN. They were telling me how bad Donald Trump was because he had a rally where nobody was wearing masks. And they were interviewing people at the rally, why don't you have masks on?
Go to Sturgis.
Right? So I turned it from CNN, turned it to MSNBC. They were angry at Donald Trump because of his rally. Then I turned it back to Fox News. Fox News still, the crawler was saying a 9/11 remembrance, but they were angry at Nancy Pelosi. And I'm thinking to myself, why is not every one of these news media leading? And why aren't we talking about the whole day? The men and women that sacrificed the ultimate sacrifice with their life because of 9/11. Yeah. And none of the news media, Fox nor CNN or however you think, the blue media, the red media, whatever you think, none of them cared about, in my opinion, this morning, remembering 9/11. They cared about telling you how much they hate the other side.
Yeah.
And that's a problem for me.
Well, that's good.
If you hate each other, if you don't like each other, that's fine. Talk about it on September 10th. Talk about it on September 12th. September 11th, we need to remember the men and women that lost their lives in the ultimate sacrifice of freedom.
The ones that lost their lives, there's two categories of the people that lost their life. I call them the innocents,
right,
and the ones that tried to save the innocents.
The hijacked people, the people that were hijacked on the planes, the people who were in the buildings when the planes flew into them, and the people that died from debris and all falling from the buildings and everything, they're the innocent.
Yeah. Now, the ones in the plane, they were the braves also, because they dropped that plane before it hit.
It was going to go to the Capitol building, is where all did you watch all the documentaries and everything. Yeah. That plane was, the two planes went to the World Trade Center, the other two planes were going to the Pentagon and the Capitol, the U.S. Capitol.
Well, the Pentagon, the plane made it.
Right.
Pretty much.
But the one in Pennsylvania that crashed in Pennsylvania, luckily did not get to the U.S. Capitol.
No, but they sacrificed their lives.
Certainly.
And I don't know if anybody lived from that crash in the field or not.
No.
No. So.
And I think their rally cry was "Let's go" or something like that. Let's get them or something, as they charged the cockpit.
And they got him.
Right. Took the plane. The plane ultimately crashed, but it didn't crash in its destination, which would have caused much more damage.
And it crashed in the field rather than on houses or whatever.
And before some of you conspiracy theorists go, well, no, the U.S. military shot that plane down. That's why you don't know the names of the heroes on that plane. Stop it. Okay?
I never heard of that one.
Yeah. The internet is rampant with conspiracy theories that the U.S. shot the plane down.
If it's on the internet, it must be true.
It's got to be true. Yeah, got to be true. The internet says I'm a nice guy. Liars.
I was doing so well this morning, keeping a straight face. I was doing so well.
It's good. It's a good thing we don't do this but once every year, so people couldn't handle the two of us at the same time very often.
No. J and T, no. J and T in the morning. I get top billing.
Why couldn't it be T and J?
I just told you I get top billing.
Because you own the place?
Yeah, I signed the check.
Nobody's signing the check for me. How's that working for me?
I'm not even going there. Hey, Tom, you're worth every penny.
I said, what do I get paid? Joe said, there's bottled water in the refrigerator.
Yes. WOCA bottled water.
WOCA bottled water.
That's right. Mike Scott Plumbing makes it.
You know what I almost did this morning?
Yeah. Well,
I said 96.3.
Yeah. Oh. Whoa.
I almost went back to the Cascade days.
That's right. Yeah.
Remember those loving moments at the Cascades?
With or without the floods?
Well, it wouldn't be the Cascades without the floods.
I don't know if they ever fixed that, but I know it got flooded about 3 or 4 foot high down there.
I know that one day I come in and I go, what in the hell is going on with all these fans? You're like, well, we had a water issue. And I go in the studio where all the wires are, wires are on the floor and everything, step on the carpet, and water's coming out from under my feet.
Yeah, whoosh, 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 whoosh. That was an adventure down there. Oh, yeah.
The things that
the man finally retired.
The things that we saw right outside the window.
We can't talk on the air about it.
We cannot.
We'll say it's what. You know what R-rated means? Well, this is a few letters down in the alphabet.
Yeah, this was NC-17.
Oh my gosh! Oh yeah. But the maintenance man finally retired.
Yeah.
From there, he finally retired. But bless his heart, he tried his best. But it was under management or what have you that couldn't. And all they had to do was seal around us because there was like a 2-foot wall around the studio on the outside.
And we were what? We were probably 10, 12 feet below sea level where we were.
Oh, yeah. If the pump stopped pumping, the water kept coming.
But it was a beautiful layout with the pond, the fish pond and everything right there.
That's beautiful for photography.
Oh, yeah.
For the graduations and weddings. Man, they still do it there.
It was fantastic.
And I understand that it's all been fixed. I don't see a generator online.
Right.
So maybe it still floods.
Well, we went from a fish pond there to a fish bowl here.
Oh, yeah.
The fishbowl effect here.
Yeah, 5 foot by 12 foot long. Yeah.
Somebody used to say, "Are you the guy that did the radio in the fishbowl?" And I go, "Yeah, that was me in the fishbowl. That was me." Hey, we're coming up to the bottom of the hour. Is it the bottom? The bottom of the hour. I'm doing. Yeah, I'm almost remembering how to do this.
You're doing very well.
I'm almost, and we'll have some weather reports and farm reports, all kind of things that I had no idea about.
We hope.
And because the reason we have to run them. Because Tish has come in and give us the evil eye, and I don't want Tish angry with me, so we're going to run these things.
Well, maybe I do want her angry with you.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You'd rather have me angry. Yeah, you might rather have Tish. You might rather have Tish. Hey, Joe, thanks for coming in and helping out.
No problem.
He says no. He says no problem.
No problem. As soon as I get off the mic, I got to run over there behind you and fiddle with that.
Yeah, see, he's got to come over here. He's got to come over here because I don't know what's going on. So. Coming up in the 9:30, we're going to have some crazy news. Joe's got me some news. Plus, he's got me 1 year older. Some people's birthdays today as well. We'll talk about some researchers that are looking into shower heads, and we'll tell you where the dirtiest place on an airplane is. We'll talk all about that in the 9:30 hour. And then at 10 o'clock, I got it here somewhere. Oh, here it is. 10 o'clock, we got Trader's Paradise. No, that's 9:35. So that's coming up next. Actually, not coming up next. Okay, so I have no idea what's going on. I'm just going to throw this to the side and just move on. You're listening to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Gene Powell Pashimon.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Marking 19 years since the 9/11 terrorist attacks, President Trump and Joe Biden are expected to separately visit the United 93 Memorial near Shanksville, Pennsylvania today.
Because of COVID-19 concerns and at the request of the families, this year's event at the Flight 93 National Memorial is private, but it will be live streamed. Instead of the usual 90-minute ceremony, it's been shortened to 20 minutes, with the names of each passenger and crew member read aloud, along with the ringing of the bells in remembrance.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. Before Pennsylvania, Biden and Vice President Pence are attending a ceremony in New York City. There's another ceremony at the Pentagon. President Trump last night at a rally in Michigan again defends downplaying the coronavirus threat early on when he knew it was more dangerous than he said publicly.
They wanted me to come out and scream, people are dying, we're dying. No, we did it just the right way. We have to be calm.
America's listening to Fox News.
It may not be stomach issues.
For me, it's intense gas, or pain, or diarrhea, sometimes all at once, over and over.
I spent years with the symptoms, but could never figure it out.
No matter what I did, they never went away. So I decided to break it down for my doctor and get really specific about my symptoms.
We discovered that exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, may be the reason for my stomach issues.
EPI is caused by my pancreas. It leads to diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools. The symptoms just don't go away.
But EPI can show up with even one symptom.
The good news? EPI is manageable.
But to get to the right diagnosis, you have to break it down for your doctor and get specific about the severity of your symptoms.
Visit identifyepi.com to learn more and use the symptom checker to help change the conversation with your doctor. Brought to you by AbbVie.
Today in Ag News from the Southeast AgNet, the U.S. Department of Agriculture has announced they will be providing approximately $530 million to support the U.S. seafood industry and fishermen impacted by retaliatory tariffs from foreign governments. Ag Secretary Sonny Perdue announced the support this week, saying many nations have not played by the rules for a long time, and President Trump is the first president to stand up to them and send a clear message that the U.S. will no longer tolerate unfair trade practices. Now, the new Seafood Trade Relief Program ensures fishermen and other U.S. producers will not stand alone in facing unjustified retaliatory tariffs while President Trump continues working to solidify better and stronger trade deals around the globe. Now, this funding will be provided through the Seafood Trade Relief Program and funded through the Commodity Credit Corporation. Now, the Seafood Trade Relief Program funding will support roughly 20 fish and crab species. It includes flounder, salmon, tuna, crab, lobster, and more. Fishermen can start signing up for the relief program on September 14th. That sign-up will run through December the 14th. To learn more, just go to our website, southeastagnet.com.
For generations, we've worked the land. We've faced hardships and uncertainty before, but you can depend on Florida's farmers. We will continue to rise before dawn and harvest our crops, ensuring that Florida-grown fruits and vegetables are in your stores and that your family is fed. We are providers for our families and yours. We're Florida's farmers, and we're in this together.
Do you enjoy receiving all the news from the Southeast AgNet reports? There's another way to stay informed through our Southeast AgNet e-newsletter. Visit southeastagnet.com and click on the sign up for our Southeast AgNet e-newsletter delivered right to your inbox.
Randall Wiseman, Southeast AgNet.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Cloudy and humid today with a thunderstorm or two, high 89 to 91. Cloudy and humid tomorrow with a shower in spots in the morning, followed by a thunderstorm in the afternoon, high 89 to 91. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, sunshine with thunderstorms possible. Humid, high Sunday 87 to 90, high Monday 89 to 93, high Tuesday 90 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Brian Minnie.
Roadrunners details your vehicle. He comes to you. 704-728-7537. 704-728-7537. A job done right. 704-728-7537.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new truck.
Yep, we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too.
Well, as a matter of fact, join me, Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Automotive, every Tuesday at 10 for auto repair with personal care right here on The Source.
The Centers recognizes September as Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. If you need someone to talk to, please call us at 352-291-5555.
Welcome back to AM Ocala Live. I'm Tom Schmitz, filling in for Adam as he's taking a few days of vacation. I want to thank Joe Martone for coming in and helping me out here as I'm flying by the seat of my pants, which is pretty much how I do radio anyway. So, shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. It is 9/11/2020, September 11th, 2020, 19 years removed from the horrific terrorist attack that took place at the World Trade Center in Manhattan. We found out today, because of the pandemic, that they will not be lighting the lights or reading the names and tolling the bells at the 9/11 site. That'll be another group is doing it at an off-site spot, but they're not actually doing it at the World Trade Center Memorial today, which I find to be quite a travesty. If you have any thoughts on today's remembrance of 9/11, give us a call at 622-9622. We'll take your calls right here at WOCA, The Source. It's one of those days where you remember exactly where you were. I've had two of those days in my lifetime now. I remember January 28th of 1986, where I was when the shuttle exploded a minute and a half into liftoff. And then I remember exactly where I was when the planes hit the World Trade Center in 2001. If you were born during the Kennedy era, you have three of those tragedies now. You have the Kennedy assassination. If you were born in the 50s, you have the Kennedy assassination, the explosion of the Challenger shuttle, and the World Trade Center. So, tough times we've lived out in the last 50, 60 years with some tragedies. Let's talk about filthy places. They always say that when you're cleaning your house, that the sponge in your kitchen sink is the dirtiest place. People always say, when you ask, where's the dirtiest place in your house? People go to the toilet. And that's actually not true. It's usually a countertop or the sponge in the kitchen with the germs and stuff. But it's got to be true in an airline. Where's the filthiest place on an airplane? And right now, with the COVID pandemic and all going, that's a very relevant question, because where are the most germs? Where is it that you can find the most germs and find the most chance of contacting COVID? And my first thought when I saw this headline is, where's the filthiest place on a plane? I thought, well, the restroom, the lavatory, obviously. A little cramped area, it's difficult to use. Things don't always go where they're supposed to go in that little cramped area. The sink there is terrible. The water pressure is horrible. It's just not a good place on a plane. It's one of those things. If you travel a lot, and I used to travel a lot when I played cards for a living, and when you travel a lot, people who travel know that you hit the restroom just before you board, and then you try not to drink coffee or stuff like that that runs through you, and so that way, even if it's a 4-hour flight, you can usually stay good until you have to get back off the plane, and then you go right to the restroom when you get in the airport after you get off the plane. So, because you don't want to go in the restroom on the airplane because it's so dirty. Well, a new study has found the filthiest place on the airplane is not the bathroom. Let that sink in for a minute. The filthiest place on the airplane, not the bathroom. I would have thought without a problem it was the bathroom. No, the filthiest place on the bathroom is your fold-down table tray. And it makes perfect sense with all the people that touch that tray and up and down, and it's in the back of the seat. You don't know who rubbed or what was rubbed against the back of that seat. At the flight before, some kid with his Cheeto hands rubs all over after he's got them stuck in his mouth, and then he rubs them all over the back of that seat, and then they puts the tray up, and you can't see the stains and the germs in the back of the seat that the tray's pushed into. So you pull the tray down, it looks clean to you. You give it a cursory wipe with your little napkin they give you, with your little half cup of Diet Coke or whatever, and you don't realize that you just touched the dirtiest place on an airplane. Two things with this. One is, I was surprised that the dirtiest place on an airplane was the pull-down tray. And two is, who funded a study just to find out where the dirtiest place on a plane was? How's that happen? You're a world-renowned scientist. What's your next project? I think I'm going to find out where the dirtiest place on a plane is. Well, what about curing cancer? What about curing COVID? What about curing HIV? What about curing, numerous diseases? No, I'm going to find out where the dirtiest place on the plane is. Do you get the feeling that the guy or girl who decided where the dirtiest place to do this research on the word dirtiest place in the plane, they may have been that scientist that got C's in college? We're just average. We're not going to really solve a bunch of world problems, but we'll know, hey, we know the dirtiest place on a plane. And I understand, it helps that we know that there's a dirty spot on the plane and that the seat back tray or whatever is the dirtiest spot, and it makes perfect sense. But my brain immediately thinks, what guy or girl thought, my life's work, what do I want to do? I could cure cancer. I could come up with a more efficient energy source. I could figure out the world's pollution problem. Ooh, you know what? I want to find out where the dirtiest part of a plane is. That's what I want to do for a living. I don't know if that conversation took place or not, but you know where in your house, though, let me give you some statistics in your house, though, that are going to make you cringe. We talked about the toilet seat and how filthy people probably assume their toilet seat is, because it's something that, numerous people use. It gets thoroughly cleaned probably once 4 or 5 days, when the house cleaning takes place. And if you got the little cleaner that you put in the back of the tank and everything, that helps too. But a thorough cleaning where you get under the seat and around the bowl and everything probably happens once a week, you would think. Maybe more often than that, but you would just think it's a dirty area. The average computer keyboard, 5 times more filthy than your toilet seat at home. Yeah, that computer keyboard on your laptop or the computer keyboard to your tower that you use all the time, your toilet is 5 times cleaner than that keyboard. I just heard typing stop around the world. People go, ugh, ew, get away from that keyboard. Your computer keyboard 5 times filthier than your toilet seat. Also, everybody knows me. They know that if you see me, if I have on shoes, that you have to wear socks with, if I have on shoes, it's either raining really so bad and so it's rained for so long that it's flooded, or it's so cold that I'm worried about my getting frostbite. Other than that, I'm always in flip-flops. Always. I have one pair of jogging shoes for working out and working around in the yard. I was going to say jogging, but nobody believes my fat rear end jogs. So I have one set of shoes that I do working out with and working in the yard with and stuff like going to Disney when you walk around Disney, stuff like that. Then I have one pair of nice Doc Marten boots that I wear when I'm going to an event that takes a little more dress than a pair of tennis shoes. And I have a pair of golf shoes because my favorite pastime after my girlfriend is golf. My lovely girlfriend Susan is my favorite pastime, and then after that it's golf. But other than that, I wear flip-flops. I have probably 10 or 11 different pairs of flip-flops. Now, if you know me, you know that about me, so that's not a surprise. But people go, Tom, why are you telling us how many flip-flops you have? Because I didn't know this about flip-flops until today. And it's kind of grossed me out. There's a study that shows that there are more than 18,000 bacteria that can play host on flip-flops. Flip-flops can play host to more than 18,000 bacteria. My flip-flops play host to more than 18,000 bacteria. So your computer keyboard is 5 times filthier than your toilet seat. Flip-flops can play host up to 18,000 bacteria. And now researchers at the University of Colorado have come up with something even worse. I'll tell you what that is after we take this short timeout. You're listening to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
On the first and third Wednesday mornings each month at 9:05 a.m., Robert Colin with On Top of the World will be our guest as we learn all about the exciting lifestyle and new home choices available at Ocala's premier adult active community, On Top of the World. From time to time, Robert will bring guests, and you're sure to enjoy our little chats. After all, you deserve the world, and we bring it to you.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing and tractor services, including zero-turn mowers for your fence line finish, we also offer rototilling and fence row spraying. We are family-owned and operated, licensed and insured, and farm-ready. Powell Gene, Gene, at yahoo.com, 352-629-2440. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
Oh, hey, Grandpa. Oh, hey, Grandpa. Hey, Grandpa.
Yes, buddy?
Can you take me fishing this weekend?
I'd love to.
Have you noticed a change in your hearing over the years? Missing the little things in life? Visit Beneficial Hearing in Ocala today. Their expert team of audiologists will make sure you never miss a moment. Call Beneficial Hearing today at 352-629-4418 or visit them online, beneficialhearing.com.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today.
And now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online. There's a staycation right here in town. It's Super 8 Motel Ocala, right down the road on 40 just west of I-75. And they're pet friendly. Have truck parking. Free breakfast.
Yum, yum.
A swimming pool. A kiddie pool. And veterans get 10% off. It's a staycation at Super 8 Ocala. Call today, Super 8 Ocala, at 352-629-8794. Again, 352-629-8794.
Welcome back to AM Ocala Live on WOCA 96.3 FM 1370 AM The Source. I'm Tom Schmitz here for Adam, who is taking a little vacation time. I will be here today, Monday, and Tuesday. Although I've had some discussions with Dan Martone. We maybe Joe may not be aware of it yet, but I talk to Dan all the time, and we may be working on something that, you know, makes me where I might be in here a little more often than just for 3 days. But, you know, you never know how these things work out, but something we're talking about. So more maybe coming up on that a little later. Before we went to break, we were talking about filth and where some of the dirtiest places on everyday that you deal with in everyday life are. We found out that the filthiest place on an airplane is not the bathroom. Filthiest place on the airplane is the fold-down tray. So grab your meal and take it in the toilet on a plane and eat there. Eat there. Don't use the tray. Do not use the tray. Although meals on airplanes now consist of a bag of peanuts and a half a cup of Diet Coke. So you're probably okay with not even pulling the tray down. You know. So we found out the average computer keyboard is 5 times more filthy than your toilet seat at home. Flip-flops, which I'm very partial to, I wear them all the time, they play host to more than 18,000 bacteria. on your flip-flops. I'd kick my flip-flops off right now. I don't even need these on. The carpet in the studio is cleaner, I think, according to this study. But then I came across this. Researchers at the University of Colorado Boulder they looked at shower heads from across the United States. Got people to give them their used shower heads from across the United States. And they found that each shower head that they tested was home to an average of several billion microbes. That's billion with a B per square centimeter. Now your shower head, if you got one of those like the raindrop shower heads like I have, I mean, it's 10 inches across. You know, it's a 10-inch circle diameter. So I'm not the quickest math guy, but that's a bunch of square centimeters. And this study showed that there were several billion microbes per square centimeter. About half of the particles that come out of a shower head are sufficiently small to penetrate the deep airways, meaning that each supposedly cleansing breath we take while showering could be full of dirty foreign microbes. So now you don't even want to shower. You're supposed to be getting clean when you shower. And here this study is out of the University of Colorado Boulder, that says your shower head may be one of the dirtiest places in your home. I don't even know what to say about that, what to think about that. I took a shower this morning because it woke me up, and it was a cleansing feeling, and it woke me up, and it got me ready to go, and it poisoned me. According to this research at University of Colorado Boulder, they looked at shower heads from across the country and found that each shower head is home to an average of several billion microbes per square centimeter, and about half of those particles that come out of the shower head are sufficiently small enough to penetrate the deep airwaves, meaning that every cleansing breath you take, you could be showering with a foreign microbe. You could be ingesting foreign microbes. That's not what I needed this morning. I thought I was cleaning myself, and I come to find out that I may not be as clean as I thought. Where are some of the dirtiest spots that you think are in your home? Give us a call, 622-9622. Give us your thoughts if you have any. I know that my garage is probably one of the dirtiest spots in my home. And we did a project last weekend where we got the garage organized. And that just means you move boxes out of the center of the floor and you move them around to the edges of the garage. I remember as a child we would do the garage cleaning, and that was an all-day event. You'd take everything out of the garage. You'd sweep the garage, and Daddy'd come in with the scrubber brooms and the soap, and you would clean the floors of the garage, and you would clean the floors of the garage, and you would get it, and then you'd dry it all out. Then you'd bring everything back in and put it in its place and everything. And that's how you clean garages. Now you just organize your garage. So my garage is it's organized, but there's spider webs and everything. It's not the cleanest place in the world. But it seems to be cleaner than my flip-flops or my shower head or my computer keyboard. Hi, caller. Welcome to the show this morning.
Good morning, Tom, again.
Hey, Hugh. Hugh, did you get away from your computer keyboard as soon as I told you how dirty it was?
I have nothing to do with computers. The last thing I did when I was working as a printer up in Wisconsin was with computers, and I was so fed up with it that I haven't touched a computer since, and I don't even like looking at them.
You know, that does not surprise me about you, Hugh. I'm going to be honest with you. It does not surprise me that you don't like computers.
I wanted to mention, you talked about keeping things clean and what's dirty. I've been way before they told us to do this with this virus baloney. The steering wheel on your car, I clean it about maybe like once every other month, and you'll be surprised how dirty that rag gets from the steering wheel.
The steering wheel of your car's got to be just gross and nasty. I would think it would have to be. Because I I can't. My steering wheel gets cleaned whenever I take it to one of the local car wash places around here, and you run it through the car wash, and then you pull up and they dry your car, the outside. I always get the interior cleaning too, where they vacuum it out and everything. And I think that's the only time they actually wipe my steering wheel down. I think that's the only time it actually gets clean.
Yeah, that's a good idea to go to a place that would do that. But the ones that I go to, it's just an exterior wash and polish and that. But I kind of take care of the inside of my car myself. But anyways, I was really surprised going way back quite a few years ago how dirty a steering wheel can get. Oh my God.
Yeah, steering wheel can get really, really gross and really, really fast. And so, it's one of those things that you don't think about, but there it is. It's gross and nasty. And I'd never thought about it. You're right. It's not even something I'd even considered. When you said my steering wheel, I was like, well, Hugh's right. The steering wheel's probably not the cleanest place. Hey, Hugh, thanks for the call.
Okay, I just want to tell you real quick how nice it is that you're on the radio. I really enjoy hearing your voice again, and I hope, like you mentioned a little while ago, we might be hearing a little bit more of you on the radio.
Well, there's things to come possibly, but I'm just filling in for Adam. Don't anybody get in the thought process that Adam's going anywhere. This morning thing is his. I got to wake up too early in the morning to come do this, so I'm not doing this on a regular basis.
Yeah, he's done a fantastic job, but maybe you can sneak you in there every once in a while, okay?
We'll try, Hugh. We'll try.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Tom. Take care.
Well, there we go. Let's take the phone down, know what's going on here. Let's cancel that. Trying to learn to ride a bicycle, folks, it's a little scary at first for me, but I'm trying my best. Hey, coming up at the top of the hour, we got some wacky but true news. I'll give you that coming up. And then at 10:35, Ocala Magazine will be here. And then at 11 o'clock, you'll have the folks from Conservative Watch, 11 to noon. Joe Martone will be running the board then, though, so it'll probably actually run a whole lot smoother than it's running now. It is 9/11. It's the remembrance of the horrific terrorist attacks that took place on 9/11 in 2001. We're taking your calls on that as well at 622-9622 after we go on break. But I just want to thank Dan Martone and Joe Martone for giving me the opportunity. Sometimes you forget how much you love doing something till you come back in and you get thrown into the chaos that is radio. And people go, terrestrial radio is on its way. No, it's not. Terrestrial radio is here to stay. People still have cars. They still have radios. They still have garages with their radios in them. Radio is a very important part of what it is, American fabric. And, hey, if you're looking to advertise for your business, radio is a great way to do that, too. The folks here at WOCA will always take your call and talk to you about great opportunities they have to help promote your business through the wonders of radio. So call WOCA Radio, ask to speak to Tish or Joe, and they'll get you set up with a great way to promote your business, your small business, or your large business here in the Marion County area. So make sure you check out that possibility as well from the good folks here at WOCA. We're going to go on break. Excuse me. When we come back, we'll have some wacky but true news after the 10 o'clock news update and everything. I am Tom Schmitz filling in for Adam here at the radio station this morning.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
I'm Chris Foster. It was 19 years ago this morning that hijacked planes crashed into the World Trade Center in New York, the Pentagon in Washington, and a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. President Trump and Joe Biden will be there separately after Biden and Vice President Pence are done visiting New York. In D.C.,
An American flag unfurled at the crash site, and for the first time this year, a tribute of light near the Pentagon. This year's ceremony is virtual, with remarks expected from the Secretary of Defense.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland. This afternoon, the president holds a Congressional Medal of Honor ceremony.
Army Sergeant Major Thomas Paine will be honored by the president with the nation's highest military decoration. Paine, an Army Ranger, helped rescue more than 70 hostages held by ISIS during a nighttime special operations raid in October 2015 in Iraq's Kirkuk.
Fox's John Decker. America's listening to Fox News.
Time's running out to win $1,000 a day for life from Publishers Clearinghouse. Enter at PCH.com and you and your family could soon be celebrating the win of a lifetime. Don't miss your chance to win $1,000 a day for life on October 31st. Go to PCH.com before it's too late. That's PCH.com. Better hurry if you want the next big winner to be you. Enter now at PCH.com. Entries due 10/28. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited.
Have you wanted to speak a new language, but thought it would be too difficult? Then try Babbel. Babbel starts by teaching you words and phrases that gradually get more complex. Soon, you're practicing short conversations. So in 15 minutes a day, you'll be speaking a new language in a few weeks. Babbel is built around real life. It teaches you practical conversations that you will actually use. Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a language today. That's BABBEL.com.
How to deal with a prolific garden pest. That's coming up on This Land of Ours.
You're going to need me.
You're going to need us.
All of us.
You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food.